Hello and welcome to the Usain Bolt Sports Complex. This is live coverage of NAPSAC semifinals 2019. This broadcast is fueled by Rubis. Get Rubis, get going. So I'm now joined by the meet director, Miss Janelle Denny. Hi Janelle, how are you doing?
I'm doing fine.
Walk me through the process. How challenging is this to set up the whole NAPSAC?
Well, NAPSAC is a year-long preparation because as soon as the last championship is finished, you start to try to put things in place as it relates to sponsorship and so on in order to put on the next year's competition. In terms of the officials, we have to do things in terms of getting the attire for the officials, actually selecting officials, because like this year we've been working with less officials than we normally do, but we have a quality group that is very hardworking, so it becomes easy when you're working with dedicated people. And it's a case where in terms of getting the officials all the equipment that they would need, it's many and varied things as it relates to putting on a meet of this magnitude, because even when you think about the number of schools, we started with 81 schools, and there are actually 79 here today that have qualified with a number, I think the number of athletes is 736 competing today. So you can imagine the amount of communication that we've had to do in terms of our technical team, sending out our meet programs, adjusting the schedule so that the children will have some breaks in between, because you can appreciate that at zonal level with 4 heats they have more time in terms of the recovery for the scheduling, but we make a few adjustments to that when it comes down to semifinals and finals. And then communicating all of that with staff, I could go on, but
What exactly does the meet director do though?
the meet director is responsible for making sure that everything that you see happens in a timely fashion. It's the case where when you have to coordinate persons, you have to coordinate the sponsors, you have to be constantly in communication with teachers, because when you have issues on the track, as it maybe relates to a protest or something, a query that they might have when you have posted results, you have to be making sure you manage all aspects of the competition, whether it's on track or behind the scenes. Because I think that many people, they come and they see the children running, but they don't understand that there are a lot of steps that go into making sure that the children get on the track. And one of the areas, I call it Tent City. Tent City is like kind of the hub where everything happens, because that's check-in. And if your athlete is not checked in, then you might have an issue in order to get them on the track. But I think that you would have seen over the course of the 7 days that we've been competing so far, that we've had a constant flow of our athletes being able to participate. Yes, we have multi-eventers that sometimes we have to wait a little while for, but there are times where that's okay with us in terms of making sure that the athletes get to participate wherever possible.
Walk us through from the tent check-in to actually on the field now. Walk us through that process.
Okay, basically what happens is that the calls are made for the various events over the PA system in Tent City. They're asked to come and check in their athletes. After checking in their athletes, then they would be asked to come and bring their athletes to the holding area in order that then they can be carried out to the competition area when their specific event is ready. So once the check-in happens, you might have a case, as I said earlier, where we have multi-eventers, where that child is doing both a track and a field event that might be clashing. So what usually happens is that the child will go to the field event, and the teachers have to make sure that the notation is made so that we will know when we leave the call room with the children, that we can collect them from a specific area. I think you would have seen 1 or 2 times where we would have been shuffling children across from the long jump to the 100-meter start, and that's because that child would have started their long jump event, but in the call room area, the 100 runners are being held, and when they come out onto the track, we go and get that child from the long jump area to then go and do their 100-meter event. So it's it's a very involved process, but the thing about it is that once the teachers listen for the calls, make sure that the child is check-in, then we can make sure that wherever possible, we know that we have to collect a particular child from anything. Sometimes it does not always run as smoothly as we would like, but for the most part, again, when you're thinking about the fact that we're dealing with just under 4,000 children to begin with at the start of the competition, and we have to be on a daily basis making sure that children are shuffled in and out of events. I think for the most part the officials do an excellent job in trying to make sure that the events are done by the children.
Thank you so much, Miss Denny. I will let you get back to your busy schedule.
Thank you.
And there you have it. That was Meet Director Miss Janelle Denny. This is NAPSAC 2019, the semifinals, powered by Rubis. Get Rubis, get going.